Legend Total War here, and today we've got a Saving a Disaster battle playing as Ironbrow's Expedition going up against Malus Darkblade, where the guy in the email said that he did everything that he could to try to kill Malus Darkblade, and he just rolls right over his army. But that is inherently what he did wrong. He tried to kill Malus Darkblade. Now, because of the way that Sarkhan works, what you want to be doing in this sort of situation here, where he's got a lot of force coming at us, is that it's actually better, if you want to defeat the army, to just not focus any attention on Malus Darkblade, because he's got tons and tons of resistances, right? And then as soon as he gets low in health, he'll just go Sarkhan. So he's got 2 loads of health, and the auto-resolver doesn't really take it into consideration in terms of the balance of power. So what you want to do is trigger the army losses, because he won't do it if he feels like he's losing the battle. He does it if he feels like he's going to personally die. So if you just don't get him that hurt, then you can just beat him that way. And once the battle is over, he doesn't go full Sarkhan. And let's jump in here and see what we can do. But the primary objective is to not kill their lord. Okay, it'll actually make the battle more difficult. Now, the guns can definitely do a lot of damage, and you might think, surely it'd be worth it, you know, in terms of balance of power to take him out. Not necessarily, because ward save and physical resistance are underrated in terms of balance of power. So, we're far better off shooting at just their regular units rather than focus firing on Malus. Like, if we put all of our attention and actually manage to kill Malus, well, the rest of his army will probably end up beating us, because we're not going to inflict the army losses right away if we do that. However, if we take out the rest of his army, then we're likely to inflict the army losses. Kind of weird. It's a kind of backwards way that the game works, but that's just sort of how it is with Malus Darkblade. Alright, so what we want to do here, it's kind of good that he's got miners as the front line. Not in terms of leadership, like their leadership's not amazing, but more like in terms of trash, right? I actually kind of prefer trashy front lines as opposed to elite, with the exception of Ironbreakers because of their secondary attack. But the reason why we want to create gaps is so that the Iron Drakes will have an easier time shooting through it, but you just don't want to make too much of a gap. Whereas if you just make them shoot right overhead, then they'll just they'll shoot their own units. It's not great. These ones here, don't worry about that too much. Slayers will need to protect the flanks. And this lord here seems like an absolute nobody, so if he ends up dying in this battle, who cares? Just get another one. And generally speaking, I would have put a rune lord in the army rather than a dwarf lord, but you know, these guys here are okay. Alright, so what we want to make sure to begin with is taking out their high balance of power units. We want the artillery getting rid of infantry. We want the guns getting rid of things like Medusa. Well, the problem is that their high value units are also missile units, so they're going to be keeping their distance. That unit there is fairly easy to take down. It'll probably come around the flanks over here. So, try to get ready for that. The Cold One Knights, if they run in through the forest here, I might actually move them a little bit more over this way. And then we'll just try to have our Lord soak up loads of damage. Let's see how we go with that. Okay, so these guys here to begin with, don't put them on fire at will just yet, because they'll end up shooting at garbage. Or shooting at stuff that they can't hit. You don't want to waste your ammo. But yeah, with this bounce of power here, we just need to try to push it in our favor as quickly as possible. Okay, so get them to start shooting at the Lord here. Good. Okay, and the artillery shoot at infantry. Yep. Didn't want it to shoot at this. Alright, these guys here, start making your way down this way a little bit. Yeah, if he can just be shooting at the Lord, that's great. Because at least we can waste his ammo that way. I don't want to push our Thunderers any closer. This looks like it was a fairly recently recruited army. Like, only the Iron Drakes have some experience. Except for that one. Alright, we got a dude coming at us. Let's get a little bit further back here. Nice blobs starting to form up over here. That's good for the artillery. Okay, don't fire at will just yet. But, yep, we want them to shoot at that friggin' hero. That's it. That's what we created the gap for. Do not want to get blobbed up there. Right, the Slayer should be able to take on that unit fairly easily there. Okay. Move up a little bit. Bouncer Power's looking okay. Iron Drakes, that's it. We want our miners to charge just so they get a leadership buff. Okay, this is annoying over here. That didn't really work out so well. Okay, start putting these guys here on fire at will. You move back. Oh, it's Malus. Okay, we need to have Malus tied down on miners, ideally. He's here. Coming around all over the place. Just try not to engage with Malus at all. Don't try to wound him or anything. Just ignore him. Focus on killing his army rather than him. It's a complete... Yeah, that's it. Just fight some shit miners there. This guy here's pissing me off. Bouncer power is even, which is good considering we started off it not being in our favor. But yeah, do not shoot Malus. Okay, these Iron Drakes are getting some good shots in here. There's no way a dwarf can outrun a Dark Elf even on the best of days. And these flying heroes here are being a pain in the ass. Can't outrun them. Yeah, you can shoot this dude though. They're doing a good job at keeping my Iron Drakes pinned down. Do not give a flying fuck about the miners. They don't matter at all. Where'd my Slayers go? Yeah, they're there. Okay. Can't do much about this guy here. No point running back. Maybe you turn around and shoot into it. No, I said don't shoot Malus. Don't shoot him. He'll go full Sarkhan. We don't want that. That'll make the bounce power actually drop. You know, if we have a look at it at the moment, he hasn't gone full Sarkhan. Whatever you do, do not shoot Malus Darkblade. Trying to protect the Iron Drakes as much as they can, but they're not quicker than Dark Elves. Look at that bounce of power. We just need the army losses now. Do not shoot Malus. Do not shoot him. Okay, if he goes full Sarkhan, bounce of power will drop like crazy. There's the army losses. There's the army losses. Come on, don't. Okay, now shoot him. Now shoot him. He can't go full Sarkhan now. Now get rid of him. Yeah, he can't go full Sarkhan once he's lost the battle. Oh, I don't know if we're going to fully get him. Hang on. Got him. Cool. That's how you Lord Snipe Malus Darkblade. So yeah, that was a bit of a nail-biter there. Because if they got too much closer, they were going to get at the guns. The guns were the key to the victory here. These guys here all did a lot of damage. I just really wanted to make sure they didn't hit our own miners. I don't think any of the miner units got wiped out, but they took a beating. But that's what they're there for, so that's fine. And the Lord, who we didn't give a shit about, he routed midway through the battle, but he did actually did a good job. Most of the armies completely wiped out there. Those two heroes were a big pain in the ass because they could fly, very difficult to keep them pinned down. Got rid of all of the good units apart from the Blood Rack Medusa. And this is another thing as well. If he had gone full Sarkhan and we had won the battle, he actually wouldn't have been wounded. So this way here, he did actually get wounded. No experience from Malus Darkblade, because he was only like, what, rank 9? And it'll be a lot easier for you to finish up the rest of that army next turn. Let's just see how we go. But yeah, it was so important that we did not kill him until after the army losses was triggered. Oh, I didn't realize we were the attacker in this situation. I thought we were. I thought we were the defender. Shows how much attention I paid to the starting position. Well, there you go. Well, you can just go and finish that off now. And it's very easy to replace the miners and the slayers as well. Slayers were very useful in this battle, especially the ones that were fighting all those cold one dreadnoughts or whatever they were. But your campaign seems like it's going pretty well. No problems there. But yeah, you should have no problem finishing that off. Anyway, the big thing to learn about this, the big lesson I suppose, is if you go up against Malus Darkblade and he's got a dangerous army, just ignore Malus Darkblade. Take out his army, get the army losses on him, because he's only unbreakable once he goes full Sarkhan. Yes, if he goes full Sarkhan, he does decay over time, but it's still a massive pain in the ass because his damage output just goes up so much. So just ignore him until after the battle's over. Anyway, that's the end of this one here, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Appreciate you, and I'll see you next time, fuckers. Bye.